bars in a raid. Man, I go hard like Santan.
What's up, guys? It's Krish here from Kop End Fracas, and I'm here with the Daily Fracas for Sunday, May 9th, 2021. And it's a victory day, the Daily Fracas here at Kop End, because obviously Liverpool won last night by 2-0 against Southampton. But before we do kick in, I just want to quickly alert you guys to the below. The Kop End Fracas Patreon page, which is popping at the moment, and it's filled with just all sorts of fantastic content, written, audio, video. We've got it all. So starting from just £3 a month, you'll get access to all that content and a lot more. We've got so much good stuff coming across the coming months as we head into the transfer window and the Euros, seeing how Liverpool will go about evolving this squad and making themselves title contenders yet again. Of course, you'll be able to find the post-match reaction show that yours truly was on with Mike, Anik, and David as we broke that game down with immediate post-match analysis, as we do for every other game as well. So if you are interested, please do head over to www.patreon.com/Kop End Fracas and subscribe today. The link, again, is also in the episode description below. But let's kick into it. And I generally thought this was the longest game of football that ever existed yesterday. The second half especially. If there are fans of Naruto here, you'll remember Shikamaru saying at every single opportunity that certain things were a drag, and this was one of them. What a drag. But thankfully, the mighty boys in red did come out with all 3 points. Did look a little bit shaky for a while. Let's not understate that. There were some opportunities very similar to the Newcastle game and the Leeds game before them. The ghosts of the past were there, where they looked like they were only going to possibly get a draw as Southampton got their reinforcements off on the bench. But now, just delving into that performance, it was great to see Sadio Mane score a very stereotypical Sadio Mane goal. The ball from Mohamed Salah, absolutely scintillating. Very reminiscent of the goal that they combined to score against Bayern Munich away in the Champions League in 18-19 season. But yeah, it was fantastic to see Mane and his overall performance as well. Him playing in the middle there, with Jota on the left, he operated a lot better. He looked a lot sharper, a lot quicker. His decision making was there again, which was really nice to see. And hopefully he can kind of take this performance and kick on, as we do need these results to keep compiling. And a little bit of luck to go for us for now towards the end of the season. But yeah, the performance in general, a little bit slow, a little bit methodic in some areas, but they did the right things. They did what they needed to do. They protected themselves, and they came out with all 3 points. So again, if you do want to hear a little bit more commentary on that game in a bit more detail than me rambling on, please do head over again to the Kop End Fracas Patreon page and listen to the post-match reaction show today. I want to talk about this one right here that we've got on the bottom of our screen, Alisson Becker. It's not been the greatest of seasons for him. Obviously, personal things intertwined with that and some injuries as well. But yesterday really showed for me how good of a goalkeeper he is, and that is the standard we've come to expect from who I highly regard as the best goalkeeper in world football. He was so assertive, he was so dominant. He did everything above and beyond from a goalkeeper perspective. There wasn't anything you could say was, a cracking save, that real highlight, real save, but he did every single thing right in terms of the fundamentals. And that's the most important thing for me. He was so assertive, especially with the backline that he had, with Nat Phillips and Reece Williams, both being relatively inexperienced, Reece Williams more so than Nat Phillips in terms of, the Liverpool approach. He was so assertive, came out for things, and he just really calm and settled. And we saw a lot of the old Alisson Becker that we've come to know and love in terms of his range of passing. Some of his passing yesterday was absolutely phenomenal from, that kind of what we expect from that raw, dementing goalkeeper. The word escapes me what we do call them now. But yeah, he was fantastic last night. Again, some of the reactionary stuff really alerted the ball. Again, I keep saying this, but he was so assertive and so dominant. It's just nice to see him kind of coming into a little bit of form, because there've been some games, and the recent performances where he has really kept us in these games with some of these saves, routine or not. But then he's just been let down by some of the poorest defensive elements and the attacking elements as well that have squandered us obtaining all 3 points. But again, fantastic to see him really good there. I now want to come on to another man, the man right here, Thiago Alcantara. Gets his goal, he breaks the streak, and as people can't do the expected thumbs up memes at his current moment of time, because he scored a goal and it was a cracking goal as well. I was screaming throughout the game that Liverpool need to stop being a little bit cute. And you stop playing these cute top balls over the top when they're on the edge of the box. I was just sitting there thinking, can someone just please hit one? Try and crack one. It doesn't even have to be top bins. You can be controlled, composed, and finessed. And by God, the man delivered, Thiago Alcantara, assisted by his compadre in Roberto Firmino, who came off the bench. Looked a little bit rusty when he came on, but then he settled down, put out a few fires, and looked really good. But that's a conversation from the main podcast on Tuesday that you'll have to wait out for. But again, Thiago Alcantara getting his goal. A little bit shaky in the first half, but I thought the entire midfield was as well. Fabinho throughout the 90 looks a little bit stretched, and I don't know if that was more to do with the fact that he was having to, in a sense, babysit some of the defensive frailties that we had, and he wasn't able to kind of assert himself and put himself forward as more as he would. But his vision a little bit and his passing was a little bit wonky in some of his positioning too. But again, I'll just put that down to him being kind of in the back of his mind in terms of the centre-back pairing that we had for that game. As we know, he's a fantastic player, and I don't think we'd trade him for many other DMs in world football. But again, Thiago Alcantara is phenomenal in the second half of yesterday's game. Really put himself about, and what a striker! What a way to really break your Liverpool. What a way to kind of really kick off, kind of break the duck of your Liverpool career by scoring a fantastic goal like that when we needed a goal as well. It would have been nice if it was 20 minutes earlier, as we all could have been like, and breathe and watch the game with a little bit of ball enjoyment. But no, fantastic for him, a great moment. And I think there's a lot more that we're going to see from him, more next season than this season. But again, when there are better players around him, we can play a little bit of a different formation. We'll truly see the Thiago Alcantara that we brought and we thought we were getting in from Bayern Munich at the time. A little bit of transfer, not necessarily transfer news. Nothing's really come out. We're still kind of waiting for Ibrahima Konate, that all to be announced. But we've touched on this man before, Dusan Vlahovic of Fiorentina. We've touched on him on a few episodes last week. We talked about him a lot on the main podcast last week, where we used diagrams. See, we're evolving with the StreamYard now. We've got diagrams. We talked about him a lot. And again, yesterday he had two fantastic strikers' goals. One was a little bit of a poacher's goal, where he was in the right place at the right time to latch onto a ball coming into the box. And another one was a goal from a set piece, which is something Liverpool massively lacked. But he's now 21 goals for him for Fiorentina this season. And Fiorentina aren't the best team by any stretch of the imagination. If anything, he has kind of kept them afloat in Serie A this season with his just fantastic performances. And for me, he has all the attributes required to be a world-class centre-forward. Just kind of watching him in a bit more detail again in the past few weeks. Just the way, his hold of play is sensational. And one thing that you definitely need from a Liverpool number 9, his movement, again, to get into these places, especially within the 18-yard box, sensational. And again, his finishing is just absolutely elite. He's a top footballer. And if he's available for the price I think he might be available for this summer, it might be a little bit of a no-brainer for Liverpool to kind of get that young, talented individual in, and just kind of push on for this. So again, with all the transfer news, you're going to hear it here on the Daily Fracas. You're going to hear it on every single piece of Kop End Fracas content from now until the end of time, really. Because the Kop End Fracas train is not stopping. And of course, part of that is the Kop End Fracas Patreon. Again, please do head over to www.patreon.com/Kop End Fracas today. I'll do that a little bit slower. So that's www.patreon.com/Kop End Fracas today, and sign up just from as little as £3. But that's it. That's it for the Daily Fracas today. My aim was to keep it under 7 minutes. Not necessarily done that, so it's under 10. But again, thank you very much for tuning in. Again, be sure to check out the main podcast when we drop it on Wednesday. We will do a live recording on Tuesday as well. Jam-packed week for Liverpool next week. We'll be back with the Daily Fracas on Tuesday. We are taking Monday off, as it's a well-deserved victory Monday for the Reds. And again, stick tuned to our socials. Keep up to date with all the Kop End Fracas content, and I'll see you soon.